I'm in my garage, and at the time I'm recording this, it's March 19th. We're trying to do a bunch of stuff because we're trying to go out tonight. Two things I'm doing, which I want to show you, is cleaning up our mini greenhouse, which has had like on and off insect issues. So I just decided to do a deep clean. I'll show you that. I'm also going through our fruit trees and pruning off any dead branches. We're not doing any hard prunes like we did in the fall. You can see one of our IGTVs in our IGTV playlist for that. We're just cleaning it up, checking it out. We've had some spider mites come through, so I have been spraying them. So let's go. I've started to take this apart because I'm diverting my efforts to stuff inside. So clean up stuff that's not good. We still have our lettuce. Unfortunately, our insect infestation came back, but I did think it was kind of cool that our iceberg is actually making heads in spite of that. So I'm just going to treat them. Worst case, you can see some dead insects here. So gross. Worst case, I'll give all these to the chickens. But just for a time reference, we sowed these in October, like late October, and we started these about 2 to 3 weeks later, and we're still getting lettuce, which is great. So if that's something you want to do over the winter, don't house it with stuff that you took from outside like we did with our sage. I think that's how we had our bugs introduced in the first place. But that was October, and now it's March. What was that? About 5 months? That's pretty good. That was like really good. I haven't sown any more. We ate some. We gave some to the chickens. It's still coming back. I'll usually just like clip it down there and it'll grow back. That was pretty good. I did take a couple out just because I wanted to focus on this side, but that's all right. I'm going to be separating all this basil out. I just gave this sage a haircut. I'm actually going to try to clone some of it. All that's left really is the onions, which I've been neglecting. So we actually have, those are bunching onions, leeks, onion that's not doing good, onion, and a leek that's not doing good. And that's just because I haven't been paying attention to them, which happens every single year. But that's okay. We have some sets coming in. And then we still have our celery, which looks great. Our figs officially come out of dormancy, as you can see. I've been checking on them once a week. It's just been too warm in here. I think next year I'll keep them in our basement. So my hope is getting them under a light like ASAP is going to help darken up these branches, which are just so pale because they haven't gotten any light. I don't think it was an issue of light leaking through the fabric. I think it was more of it being too warm in here. Definitely above 55 degrees, which you want it below that when you have them in storage. That's okay. They're all alive, which is awesome. This one's actually starting to put out a Brava fig. Get that in focus. There we go. I don't know what variety you are. Oh, it's our Olympian. It's okay. So we'll get these under some lights, and yeah, we'll see. Typically, you really don't want this with your figs because these kind of branches aren't going to do great, but I don't want to cut them off because I can't really put them back into dormancy at this point, so we're going to do the best we can. Yeah, it's going to be okay. There you go. Okay, so I can't find my tripod this week. That's okay. I'm just gonna hold the phone. I just came back inside. I'm gonna make our Castile soap mixture that we're gonna be spraying everything down. And good rule of thumb, if you're gonna use Castile soap as an insecticide, because you can use it for pretty much anything,
is a tablespoon of soap for every every quart of water. I'm gonna do it a little bit stronger just because I'm so sick of all these insects. I think I'm on my third round of treating them, and that's just because I haven't been staying on top of it. So we're gonna do roughly like a tablespoon of soap to just under a quart of water, because I forget how big our spray bottle is, so it should work, and we're gonna go through and do it.
Cleaned up the basil, looking really nice. Separated them out, cleaned up the lettuce. Well, everything's watered, everything's been sprayed with the Castile soap mixture. We've also cleaned this out, so this is looking really nice. And then up here, I just sprayed the racks. We have them just air drying with the Castile mixture as well. And then our pots that we're not going to be using, I'm leaving them out here. So on the cold nights, any remaining fungus gnats, aphids, whatever, will die. So we did use a stronger Castile soap mixture. So it should work. I'm pretty excited. Here's our final product of the mini greenhouse clean. Our celery is looking great. I gave our sage a haircut, and obviously I'm cloning there. We separated the basil into their own pots. I gave our onions some haircuts, our leeks as well. They're not doing great, that's totally on me. I've just been not wanting to come out when it's cold at night. We have our lettuce down here, but we wiped down everything in here. It looks awesome. And as a bonus, our Carolina Reapers are looking to come out of dormancy, and they just need more light. So what I'm gonna do is put them next to here because they're too big to go in. And we're gonna figure it out because we also need some more lights for our fig trees. So this is what it looks like when you're taking all your fruit trees out, and I'm on a time bind at the moment. We're doing it. I gotta do this whole section here. We've already gone through here. We actually cleaned up our javos, which are looking just so pretty now. I've been avoiding pruning them because they were so small and I wanted to give them some time. But they're looking gorgeous these days. Over here, more piles of things. This is my wax apple. You know, everything is alive. I could be doing better. Just haven't had a chance to do much with them, so I'm gonna finish pruning those. And those in like 45 minutes, we'll see how we do. I'm spraying everything down and taking all the dead leaves out. One thing I am excited about, and you can see, those aren't spider mites, it's just some foam from our spray. Our guava has put on some new growth. Look at that. And it's coming out of dormancy. Now I've taken off its winter leaves because they were not doing very hot. But you can see all the way going down the stem. It's going to put out some new branches, which is great because I've been wanting some lower growth on it. So super happy about that. My loquat did not end up flowering, and I suspect that's because I just needed some fertilizer. So today is step one with these fruit trees and getting them ready for the year. And that's taking care of any insect issues. And then I'm going to come through and give everybody some fertilizer. As you can see, my Mewa kumquat desperately needs some. So I'll finish this, I'll put it back together and show you what it looks like. Up here you can see our succulents and cacti. They don't need any water and they're doing great. And I've gone through, gave my green olive trim, I'm not sure the variety. I'm going to definitely give my lemons some fertilizer. Number one, Eureka lemon still hanging on. My fig got a little bit dry, so it dropped its leaves. It is still alive, but maybe it come back. Down here you can see I put our Arabicas in the back. We have one who's doing fantastic. That's what we want it to look, nice and glossy, dark green. It's okay. So you can see everyone's nutrient deficient. We'll take care of that in about a few days. My canepa. This is a clementine I started from seed. Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago now. It looks awesome. It's also a Meyer lemon. I started from seed. And that is the best lemon I ever had. It was like the flavor of lemonade, but in a lemon. It was very, very sweet. So let's get the rest of our stuff in here. I'll show you what it looks like. Overall, pretty happy. Now I'm not going to do anything with the bottom here, just because I'm going to have a time crunch. That's okay. I did spray everything down, and we'll come and clean this out soon. Okay, so we have a good amount of dead stuff for compost. And here is everything all together. Move some stuff around. I dare to say everything will leaf out so we can get it some fertilizer. Had some other important things to attend to. So it's important to do things within your realm of capacity. And to plan for times where you might not have the capacity to stay on top of it. But that looks awesome. Very, very happy. And our Castile silk has dried, so I'm going to do another application in a few days if I'd like to. But it looks really good. I'm stoked about my guava. It's a Ruby Supreme guava, and they're super tasty. So I will turn the light back off and put it back on the timer. The light's not supposed to go on for another couple hours. And we're gonna move on to the next item. Making our way over to compost. So I dropped my bag. So this is compost number 1. I'm gonna flip. And we're gonna put our stuff over here in compost number 2. I have compost number 2 here because we've been cleaning out the chicken coop over winter. And chicken manure is hot, so it needs to sit for about 6 months. So I'm gonna flip these at the same time, but when I flip that, we're gonna actually use that for the beds to help fill them, in addition to some soil. And then this one I'll flip and keep an eye on it, and we'll use that to fill the beds in the fall.
So I'm here in my kitchen, and I wanted to show you what kind of tomatoes we're gonna grow this year. Now I'm not gonna go through the whole process. We have our other video with our Petri dish experiment showing you how we're gonna germinate these. And we're gonna do the tomatoes one way, and we're gonna do our herbs another way. But I just wanted to show you what we're growing, because it's pretty cool, and then we will follow up as they get larger. So we're gonna have 2 paste tomatoes, a Roma and a Jersey Devil. I think it's, yeah, Jersey Devil. I'm gonna have my 2 red slicers. So we're gonna have an Abe Lincoln, and then this is a Genovese. A Castelluto Genovese, excuse me. So those will be fun. We have a lot of tomatoes this year. We're gonna be doing a Great White and a Berkeley tie-dye green, so that's fun. And for all these varieties, I just have been following what they are over the years, and I just went with the company that had them in stock right now. Here we're going to do the Atomic Grape, which I've been wanting to try for a long time. And we have another one which was a free gift from rareseeds.com with my order, and it's a purple Russian tomato, which is another small one. So we have 2 more colors of tomatoes. We're gonna do 2 orange ones. So we have persimmon and orange accordion, which I've been trying to get orange accordion for like 3 years. Finally got it in stock. And then we're gonna do a blue beauty and black beauty. We're gonna get these going the exact same way we did with the peppers, but at this point we are about 8 weeks till the end of May, and that's when I like to put my tomatoes outside. If I were to go 6 to 8 weeks last frost, that'd be the beginning of May, but we're in New England, so I like to lean on the cautious side because we've had Mays with late frost before. So usually last week of May is very safe. We're gonna do a bunch of other things too, where, so when we're thinking of herbs, right? So fennel, I like to grow kind of like onions. We're just gonna direct sow them. We're gonna do the same thing with this fennel, which is more of an herb for the top than the bowl. So those we'll do directly, but like our oregano, our cardoon, salad burnette, if you remember this one, some basil. Those we're going to be doing in the Petri dish, just like, hi Boo-Boo, just like with the tomatoes, but we're gonna put those on paper towels instead of our reusable sock circles that I made, because we're gonna put the paper towel directly on top of the soil and cover it up because the seeds are so small. So we're gonna keep it in one spot. And I have a cat here who wants to play with all the seeds. So we have a few kinds of basils. We also have, what do we have? We have our toothache plant that we saved. Some German chamomile again. We have catnip, which I know Boo here really likes. She's a good girl. We're gonna see if our parsley overwintered. We'll find out. But just in case, I did buy some more. I really like the triple curled parsley. We have some thyme, which I didn't get so much of, and I'm excited to try valerian root this year. I think that's gonna be really fun. We found something on our property called Rose Campion, and the flowers were just gorgeous. So I actually saved a bunch of those, and we're gonna spread it around because I would like it all over our property if possible. We have some wildflower mixes and some flowers that also get started when it's warmer out. So we have sunflowers, we have poppies, we have like a wildflower mix we want to put out. But those we're gonna direct sow after last frost has passed. So we'll probably put those out like the beginning of June. Because we're putting it out so late, those varieties actually have a shorter bloom period than the types I might be getting started right now, like the chamomile. So that'll be nice. And if you remember our giant marigolds from last year, we're also going to be direct sowing those outside as well. All in all, I'm very excited for seed starting season. Today is actually, as I'm filming this, it's March 20th. We've been filming today in a couple parts. It's the first day of spring, so happy spring to you. My name is Chrissy, and this is another episode of Galaxy Gardens. If you want to say thanks for our content or any information you might receive, please go into our link tree down in the description. We have Cash App and Venmo. We'd be very thankful. We'll have another episode for you out next Tuesday, and I hope you enjoy this first week of spring. We'll see you there.